Well, that's what happens when you are in the middle of a relationship and you're dropping off and picking up your significant other at work. Anyway, I was talking about Merlin.com, but yeah, here it is. Yeah, I guess as far as Merlin.com as an album goes, though, I'd probably prefer it just slightly to This Strange Engine, but they're pretty close. It has the epic Interior Lulu, which is awesome, and has one of their catchiest songs ever, which I think is kind of underrated by a lot of fans, in Rich. It has House, the closer, which is great. Though looking at the lyric sheet here, they list House before Interior Lulu. If I recall, House is the last song when I had the CD. So, yeah. Nothing amazing other than the fact they put the photos of the fans in the middle. So, but if I can actually hold that up without dropping this. So, off the top of my head, The Legacy, Deserve, a couple other songs. Deserve, I remember thinking it sounded like, seeing a comparison and then agreeing with the comparison to REM. A little bit like Orange Crush, I think. But, no, I think Merlin.com is one of the better Hogarth records and one of the last 15 years, if you can say 50, it was 15 years ago it came out, or 16 years ago. And then I got the follow-up, actually, too, Anarachnophobia. And in this case, I did pre-order it and everything, and I got my name in the original book, so I imagine my name's also in here. But between Anarachnophobia, This Strange Engine, and .com, I would say this is I'd rank this third among those three. But again, another record that has a number of really good songs on it. This is the 20th Century, is really dreamy and sort of, it's epic, you want to call it, for lack of a better description. Quartz is a song they've been playing live ever since this album came out, and it's got that really funky sort of, that groove bass line from Pete Travois. And I'm looking here. I'm not sure if all the names of the people that they've included, including people like Harry Potter and Luke Skywalker, Mickey Mouse. I can't remember. They just inserted a bunch of random names from pop culture. Separated Out, The Fruit of the Wild Rose. This is a great record. I don't know. I waver on this record sometimes. I want to say it's not as good as some of the other records, but then I think back to all the songs on it, and I kind of think, no, it really is. It doesn't have number one, which was like a B-side or on the second disc on the pre-order campaign edition. But this vinyl version, yeah, it doesn't look like it actually does include anything from... that actually includes all the names, like the CD book that I bought many years back when I pre-ordered it. But anyway, it has the lyrics at least. So great to own those three Merlin records on vinyl. Then I did pick up, even though I've seen it many times, Brief Encounter, which is an EP from the Fish period, which I thought I had, but maybe I didn't have. I'm not going to open this up because it's taped over. But it has Fugazi and Scripts for Jester's Tear on the B-side, Lady Nina, Freaks, and Kaylee on the A-side. It's really just a sampler for a new fan. I always viewed it, but as a completist for my favorite band, I wanted to get it. Alright, I picked up 3 records from the Velveteen, including their new one, which is a gatefold, which, thumbs up on the new Velveteen album. It's called, what is it called now? It's a weird name. And I'm blanking on it. Just came out. All is Illusory. Illusory? Illusory. But, yeah, I mean, they played here for the first time in like 3 or 4 years. I saw them at the Varsity Theater. Oh, yeah, it's kind of a cool looking vinyl with this gray-black stain with some faces on the cover or whatever. It's their first full-length album since 2006, which I actually also bought on vinyl, that record. So it's not like we get a new the Velveteen record every year. I do own my favorite record from them, which I bought actually, I think, when I did see them back in 2011. Oh, man, this thing doesn't want to go back in, which is always the issue. Well, we're just going to have to hold off on that. We're in the same situation with the third and fourth sides. Yeah, so it's the same deal. It's a little slightly different kind of stain on all illusory, but it's kind of a hodgepodge of their other records in one. Cum Laude, which I bought. All right, I'm gonna kind of cut this short since this is a cut-off video, but yeah, I mean it's not my favorite record of the year, but it's certainly a record I'm still enjoying. But it's a mixture of sort of like their history. But I also picked up their EP No Star, which based on the time, I'm just gonna make this even quicker. This is the last thing they released before All Is Illusory, but it's like 6 songs. It's more electronic, if I recall, when I first got into the Velveteen a couple years ago. But yeah, their best record, my favorite record from them is Elysium from 2004, which 2003, 2000, I think it was 2004. That album is doesn't really have much of any guitar, but it's a brilliant record. It's really prog rock, very piano driven and almost Middle Eastern at points sounding. Anyway, this is the problem with doing vinyl videos sometimes, is that showing them is half the work and half the video. It's a cool looking record though, as you can see. And then Cum Laude, which I don't know if I should bother even open this for now, but some people consider this their best record, their favorite, but I still lean toward Elysium. But they don't come here very much, they don't release albums very much, so. Mike Van Aert, maybe I should stop here and do one more.